What's good, everybody? Travysty here, and today we have our Pokemon Invitational Cup against the Amityville Haunters. We are taking him on. This is going to be absolutely great. I'm excited for this battle. This is actually a very scary team for me. Of course, this is a post-com, and this is a battle which I'm both proud of, and I have a lot of things that I see I can work on, which I will point out as we go about it, but I want to go ahead and get into the battle. So first off, I'm going to start off Mandibuzz because I'm predicting for him to actually lead Infernape here or the Skarmory, and I know that this one can take on either or. He's going to actually swap out and go into the Skarmory, which is his best switch because I throw out the Toxic, so I revealed on Toxic leftover, so he knows the item that I'm running. And now I send out the edgy one because I know I can get my rocks up against this thing. As I'm actually going to choose the Glare because I didn't think he would Whirlwind right here. I didn't expect him to actually carry Whirlwind. This actually sucked for me because this breaks my sash, but I'm going to switch on out because I need that thing to stay alive and healthy as he does become paralyzed. So he's going to withdraw Skarmory, and at this point in time, I'm just going to get my rocks up. No, actually a Dragon Tail here because I was hoping that he would not switch into any of his fairy types. But of course he goes out into this thing. I take a Moonblast and it's 20%, which shows me that he is defensive Aromatisse. I'm actually going to go for the knockoff right here, which allows me to get rid of the leftovers. He's going to get the Toxic off on me, which I'm completely fine with. This is an Assault Vest variant, so anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go into Metagross. He's going to Aromatherapy, which is a really good play on his part. I'm going to go into this. He's going to go into Sableye. I know he's trying to bait me in with a Prankster Will-O-Wisp, and I know that that's not going to fly today. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back out into Clefable, which is pretty big because that means he's not going to be able to paralyze Clefable no matter what. And I do not mind a burn on it because it is Magic Guard, so you know, that's whatever. So he's going to actually go ahead and switch out. He's going to go into his Skarmory to try and wall out the Clefable. And I'm going to go ahead and get my Stealth Rocks up as he Whirlwinds, which I'm completely fine with as I'm able to just go back into Clefable. Now at this point in time, he hasn't shown me if he has Iron Head or not. He hasn't shown his offensive move. He goes for Brave Bird, and I'm just like, okay, so he is the Brave Bird variant. So the Rocky Helmet and all that other stuff gets to do a lot of damage. I go for the Rock Slide here, hoping that it would do a decent amount, but he is fully defensive, it looks like. I go back into Clefable. I still don't know if this man has Iron Head. I'm thinking he does because he hadn't roosted yet. And now I know he does not have Stab Steel. So I'm just like, okay. So his way to deal with Clefable is Infernape. That's pretty big. So he goes for the Brave Bird. It crits. It hurts. I'm just like, wow, Mamma Mia. That's not what I wanted to deal with here today. He goes on to Aromatisse. I'm going to roost off this because I'm just like, yo, doesn't matter. I have switch-ins for Aromatisse, so I'm completely fine. As he actually switches out to Jolteon as a double, and I get the Toxic off. And I'm actually really fine with this because I'm going to stack up some damage on him. But I get to make the play here and go out into the trio, the shy one. And now I predicted for him to be Specs or Scarf, and he has shown that he is Specs. So now he's Volt Switch, he's locked in. I get to kill him with an EQ, and that is a major threat taken care of. So I played Duck Trio really well right there. Now this thing right here scared me. I thought it might be the Belly Drum set, so I'm Memento off, just expecting for him to try and go for a Belly Drum. But he goes for the Play Rough here. So I honestly could have just gotten damage off or Toxic him. And he goes for another Play Rough here, and unfortunately he's Life Orb, and he kills it, which is very unfortunate. I could have gone Metagross right there, honestly, and ate up a hit, but I'm scared. I was scared of him having knockoff. So I'm going to Cosmic Power right here because I know he can't do anything to me. He's going to go ahead and switch out into Skarmory, and I'm going to Cosmic Power again. I should actually Moonblast here, I do believe. Unfortunately, I didn't carry a Fire-type move on me. I feel like if I would have carried Fire Blast, this Mon would have actually just set up and killed Skarmory, which would have been pretty key because Skarmory just walls my team super hard. I'm going to actually go for the foul play here. It's not going to be able to kill the banter. And he's going to go ahead and wish. He's going to wish pass it over to Azumarill. I'm going to go for the BP, and that is not going to kill. It's just barely not going to kill, so he does get the wish off onto him, keeping that Mon healthy. Which, now I have to go into Mandibuzz here, and I take the Waterfall. I take it fairly nicely. And now the fact that he went for Waterfall there actually kind of tells me that he didn't go Knockoff in looking back at it. But I was still afraid of Knockoff. I'm not going to lie. Play Rough does a hell of a lot to me. And at this point in time, I'm just like, I want him to take Life Orb damage no matter what. So I actually go ahead and decide to take this Aqua Jet, I'm going to take it. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to be like, He's on Aqua Jet again, which is fine. That means he's just going to take another 10%. And now I'm going to go out into Mega Metagross, which is going to threaten this thing with a BP and be able to KO it, which is pretty big for me. Now he's going to go back into Sableye, and I'm actually going to switch back into Mandibuzz. Honestly, switching into Clefable probably would have been the better play here, because I could have just forced him out with a Moonblast. It would have made Skarmory come in no matter what. But keeping Mandibuzz healthy might have been a little bit better. So I go ahead and Roost here, just because I'm just like, yo, okay. He's definitely the stall set. He's going to taunt me here, which is pretty unfortunate. And now I'm just like, okay, what am I supposed to do here? Because this thing is annoying. So I'm going to foul play it, see how much it does. It does 11, and I'm just like, wow. This is going to be one of those battles. This is a very long battle. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's very stally. But honestly, it's going to happen because I do have Magic Guard, Cosmic Power, Clefable. He gets for the Moonblast here, and I am actually predicting a Poison Jab right here, so I go out into Mandibuzz, and I eat it up. And I'm just like, okay, so I can take another Poison Jab no matter what. I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to Roost up. And honestly, if I foul played right here, I think I actually would have been a really good play there, because that thing would have died. I think he was a Scarf Physical variant, but he had, like, I think he was Mitts Ape, which I always assume in Front Ape's Mitts, to be honest with you, just because Mitts Ape is so good. And yeah, it's just one of those things where I was just like, I think he's got to be a physically offensive set. So I go for the Toxic here, and he aromatherapies on my Toxic, which is annoying. And yeah, so the foul one is back in this, and I'm going to just go ahead and Roost up. He's on Brave Bird. It's going to do nothing. Like, oh my god, this thing does nothing to me. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I believe I Roost up. No, I foul play here. It does 6%. The Remedy literally does not care. Like, foul play would only do damage to the Azumarill, which I'm looking back at, and I'm just like, man, I kind of wish I carried, like, knockoff or something like that. So I go down, and I'm really actually looking at this in retrospect, and I'm like, alright, if I had Rocks up, this would be so much better, because I would be able to just chip down his team as he continuously makes switches like this. So I go for the Ice Punch here, and he's going to actually just eat it out, and I'm going to go ahead and switch back out into Clefable, as he's just going to Stealth Rock back on up, which applies more pressure to the Metagross, not to the Clefable. I thought that was very interesting, to be honest. But, I mean, I guess there was nothing else I could do. So, I'm going to Moonblast here. He gets a crit, which actually puts me in range of a roll from Brave Bird. Unfortunately, for some reason, he Roost here. I believe if he would have Brave Birded there, I think I would have actually within roll range. I think it would have been a high roll at most, but, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess he was just thinking about the fact that Metagross was still in the back. But he does have legitimately 2 Mons that can take care of Metagross. So I'm going to go ahead and Moonblast up. We're having a stall war, and it's going to be a fun time because, like I said, look at that, 40%. That was actually huge because he could have just Brave Birded and Clefable would have died. So thankfully he decided to Roost. I'm guessing he was predicting the switch because he knows that I can't let Clefable die. And I'm just going to Moonblast him, and this is a huge stall war, guys. This is what happens when somebody drafts Clefable. This is the outcome. So, Skarmory and me are just legitimately having a heal off. We're trying to see who can hit each other the most. We're basically just, licking each other, I guess, is the best way to put it. Like, I don't know. He's a Haunter. Haunters lick people, don't they? I think they do. They did it in the anime. Yeah, they did. So he sends this thing out, and I'm just like, I don't know what this thing wants to do. So I'm going to Moonblast, and I'm just like, okay, whatever you want to do is completely fine. He aromatherapies, which is annoying again. And I'm going to go ahead and Moonblast again. He's going to Wish, and I'm just like, oh my god, just die. I Toxic thinking he's going to pass it on to somebody else. And he doesn't, which is annoying. So I'm just like, alright, well, I'm going to have to Moonblast here. He's going to aromatherapy. I'm going to Moonblast again. And I'm trying to look at my PP, and I'm just like, I need to try and conserve what I can. I'm going to Moonblast again, and yeah, that thing goes down, which is very fortunate for me. He goes out into this thing. I predict for him to go for a special move here. He goes for the Flamethrower, and I just Cosmic Power on up. He's going to obviously switch out into Skarmory because he does not want me to continue the Cosmic Power. I'm fine with just having a +1 boost. So I'm going to do 2 Moonblast here, and he's going to actually have to Whirlwind me out. I'm going to go out in the Mega Metagross here, and my best play here, honestly, is to Ice Punch. And it's not going to be able to kill, unfortunately. He was not in range for Ice Punch to kill, and unfortunately, I'm looking at it as I need to just freeze this thing. If I freeze it, I win. And that's my thought process at that point in time, because if I freeze him, I can send in Clefable, set up, and I don't have to worry about Poison Jab killing me. As he Brave Birds right here, and I'm just like, alright, well, Mega Metagross is down. It's time for Clefable to 1v3 to see if I can do it. And freaking Stitch comes out, and I'm going to Soft Boil up, and he's actually going to taunt me, which is actually pretty big because I went for the Cosmic Power. If I would have gotten the Cosmic Power off, I think this could have been my game. However, he gets to go out into this thing now. He gets to go out for a Poison Jab, and now I'm in a spot where I can't heal or anything like that. So I'm going to have, and I can't Cosmic Power, so I'm not going to be able to live another Poison Jab. And that's going to be GG. He played it really well. We had a 0-2. Juan played really well that match. I played really poorly around the Azumarill. I think it's the biggest thing I need to improve on. I really felt threatened by it. I think the Skarmory put in more work for his team than he ever could know. But the Azumarill, the pressure that it gave off, honestly just terrified me. And I don't even know if he carried Knockoff, to be honest with you. But it scared me when it came down to Mega Metagross because I know Knockoff really hurts. And I played very poorly. But with that being said, it was a good battle. And there's nothing to take away from it except that today, the Amityville Haunters were the better team. They just played straight up better. That's just all there was to it. So without further ado, thank you guys again for watching. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoy watching Duck Trio trap Jolteons like a MLG Pro. And be sure to subscribe to join YouTube's greatest travesty and continue the weather out this season 2 of the Pokemon Invitational Cup. Without further ado, guys, thank you guys again for watching, and peace. I am out.